Watch. Pam. Gossip Girl herself would be proud of how many secrets the cast of the OG Gossip Girl have been spilling on the XOXO podcast. Hosted by Jessica Shore, who played Vanessa in the OSA dramatic series, the podcast has been revealing all the behind-the-scenes details of the CW show, which ran from 2007 to 2012, but will always have a special place in our hearts. The latest bombshell? Aside from the casting director David Rappaport sharing that Jennifer Lawrence almost played the part of Serena van der Woodsen, which ultimately went to Blake Lively, Ed Westwick also dished on his on-screen chemistry with co-star Leighton Meester, who played Blair Waldorf opposite his Chuck Bass. He knows that the power couple, who gave us the iconic line, 3 words, 8 letters, say it, and I am yours, had something special. In fact, the Bystanders actor, Saida, had an amazing time working with Leighton. She's an incredible talent, Ed shared, before admitting, I miss her dearly. We just had this great chemistry, and we used to make each other laugh, and I felt protective over her at times. Yeah, she probably made me better. While Ed will soon star in Wolves of War and Deep Fear, Leighton has been busy appearing on How I Met Your Father and the upcoming thriller The Weekend. Yet, after all these years, Ed still recognizes what a meaningful experience the show was for them. We were all very lucky, and I think we realized we're lucky, he said. We realized how amazing this ride was. I mean, goddamn. It's nice to reminisce. His wasn't the only the tea spilled on the podcast. Learn more secrets of the original Gossip Girl below. Ed Westwick knows he had great chemistry with Leighton Meester. Ed Westwick opened up about his on-screen chemistry with Leighton Meester, aka the Blair to his Chuck. On the February 2nd episode of the XOXO podcast, he admitted, I had an amazing time working with Leighton. And people really were taken with that relationship. It means so much to people, which is so cute and funny. As for his true dynamic with Leighton, he shared, she's an incredible talent. I miss her dearly. We just had this great chemistry, and we used to make each other laugh, and I felt protective over her at times. Yeah, she probably made me better. Ed Westwick and Chase Crawford were roomies. Ed and co-star Chase Crawford, Nate, got extra close, because they actually lived together for the first 2 years of filming. As Ed revealed in February, Chase and I agreed to live together on the pilot. He was like, do you want to room together? I'd never lived outside my parents' house, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. The British actor explained, he went and looked at some places, and he sent me the strangest photos. It was like the corner of a ceiling with a little bit of the floor. Laughing, Ed noted, I was like, alright, sure. Whatever dude, looks fine. And so we lived together for the first 2 years. This megastar almost played Serena. None other than Jennifer Lawrence auditioned to play Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl, a part that ultimately went to Blake Lively. While speaking on the Feb 2 episode of Jessica Shore's podcast, casting director David Rappaport said that, looking back, it's wild that J-Law auditioned. These A-listers were in the running to play young Lily van der Woodsen. Gossip Girl casting director David Rappaport dished about the Gossip Girl spin-off centered on Serena's mom, Lily van der Woodsen, with a pilot that starred Brittany Snow and Kristen Ritter. I remember for that Dakota Johnson came in, and Rooney Mara, and a lot of other women who are now kind of big names but at the time didn't have that kind of stature, he recalled of the casting process. He told host Jessica Shore, and you know who did the best read for that? I'll tell you, because I think you're friends with Nina Dobrev, that was one of the best auditions I had ever seen, and for that role specifically. David said he called the network and told them, she is a superstar. As he recalled on the podcast years later, she does not look like Kelly Rutherford. Because Shay was supposed to be a young Kelly Rutherford, so I don't know how we would cast her, but she needs to be on your radar, and you guys need to find something for her. I just remember thinking, I am going to think about this girl in a couple of years and be like, oh God, I missed that opportunity. She was so Chuck Bass was only supposed to be in a few episodes. As Ed shared on the XOXO podcast on February 2nd, Chuck Bass was supposed to be a reoccurring role and was only supposed to come in for a few episodes. The actor said he feels lucky that the mogul became a bigger part of the show, adding of his audition process, "I kind of got around one of the testing aspects there, because I didn't have to test like a series regular. I did 2 auditions and then a screen test, but I never had to test for network." Jessica Shore was cast after being scouted at a pool party. Is this considered a meet cute? Gossip Girl showrunners Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage knew that they had found Vanessa Abrams when Adam Brody, who they had worked with on The OC, brought Jessica Shore along as a guest to a 4th of July pool party. Stephanie said on an episode of XOXO with Jessica Shore that she and Josh immediately ran to a computer. After all, this happened all before the iPhone came out, and Googled Jessica to see if she was an actress. Fortunately for the pair, she is. Ed Westwick almost lost his role of Chuck due to visa issues. According to Josh, casting Ed Westwick in the series was a whole situation. Not only had the English actor initially auditioned for the part of Nate Archibald and lost it to Chase Crawford, but his role of Chuck Bass nearly went to somebody else as well. He got cast as Chuck and then couldn't get his visa to come shoot in the US in time, because he was a citizen of the UK, Josh recalled on an episode of the XOXO with Jessica Shore podcast, adding that the network was pressuring him to recast the part. They were saying to us as we got closer and closer to start of the pilot, "Guys, you need to figure out who your backup Chuck is gonna be because we don't think this is gonna work out," Josh remembered. "And we were just like, there is no backup Chuck. It's Ed." Since Josh and his co-creator, Stephanie, were adamant on having Ed play Chuck, the network waited for his visa to get approved. Penn Badgley buzzed off most of his hair on the first day of filming. When Penn Badgley was auditioning for the part of Dan Humphrey, he was rocking what Josh and Stephanie recalled as long, snowboarder locks. The actor ended up chopping most of it off on his first day of filming, shocking the crew and network execs. Everybody was like, "What is happening? He shaved his head," Josh recalled. However, once they all saw the new do, everyone agreed, "Oh damn, he looks." Christina Ricci and Selma Blair were considered to voice Gossip Girl. Although Kristen Bell was the #1 pick for the voice of Gossip Girl, both Christina Ricci and Selma Blair were in the mix as possible candidates, according. Stephanie Wolso served as executive producer. Kristen was cast after Veronica Mars, on which she also did voiceover work as the show's titular narrator, got. Chuck and Blair's relationship was inspired by Leighton Meester and Ed Westwick's on-screen chemistry. For the creators, the last scene of the pilot, in which Blair, Leighton, and Chuck, Ed, look on as the Humphreys leave a party with Serena, Blake, was the kick-off point of the iconic couple's relationship. There was just a connection between them that was immediately so palpable and fun, Josh said of the scene. That was where it kind of really first. It was like a revelation to watch, Stephanie added. It's like Dangerous Liaisons. It's like Valmont and Murtoy. They love each other but they hate each other, and they do schemes together. That was such a juicy story to lean into.